Hey guys, it's Corey with 10 Best Ones, and today we've decided to review the 5 best options for you. If you'd like to see their price and find out more information, you can check out the links in the description down below. Let's get started. We are going to start this list with the best budget option that you can get your hands on.
Number 5. Garmin Forerunner 35. While many of Garmin's GPS watches are circular, the Forerunner 35 looks more like an Apple Watch, for better or worse. Its flat-faced squarish design sets it apart from the rest of Garmin's lineup, but they all look sporty. The Forerunner 35 does have sports mode for cycling and cardio workouts, but running is its bread and butter, and it offers an impressively complete package considering it's a budget GPS watch. There are indoor and outdoor run modes to pick between, each of which can be customized to show the stats you want, although only up to 6 across 2 screens. Although the screen isn't huge, it's always on, and I had no difficulty reading my stats while running. In this market, the Forerunner 35 is somewhat within its own category. It's a very basic looking device, but I find this quite agreeably understated. Less is more, as they say. The square shape also sits nicely on the wrist, so it's comfortable to wear. The front is taken up by a compact 23.5mm screen. This is only monochrome, but it's sharp enough to clearly show your incoming messages. A little note on this: if you're using Spotify on an iPhone, you can't use the Forerunner 35 to skip tracks. It currently only works with Apple Music. The look and feel of the Garmin Forerunner 35 are likeable enough, but where it really comes into its own is activity tracking. I haven't been able to test this scientifically, but I have noticed it filling the gaps with distance and speed data, so Garmin seems to be onto something. Garmin estimates that the Forerunner 35 will last up to 9 days in watch mode and up to 13 hours in training mode. There are just a few points where the Forerunner 35 falls short. You can record cardio data and then retrospectively categorize it as a swimming session in the Connect app, but it would be nice to be able to look down between lengths and see how far you've swum, or check your stroke rate. The Garmin Forerunner 35 is a good but unexceptional running watch. It has a safe design, connects fairly quickly to GPS satellites, and lasts a while on a charge.
Next up, we have a model which gives you the best value for your money.
Number 4. Garmin Forerunner 45. The Garmin Forerunner 45 is one of the best running watches in its price bracket and could be just the ticket if you're in the market for an entry-level GPS fitness tracker. The Garmin Forerunner 45 is an upgrade to the budget-friendly Forerunner 35, and this new model still offers simple, no-frills run tracking in a paired-back watch. But it now comes with some of the training and wellness features we're used to seeing in watches much higher up the Forerunner food chain. There are actually 2 Forerunner 45 versions: the standard 45, which has a 42mm case, and the 45S with a slightly smaller 39mm case, suitable for those with smaller wrists. Even the 42mm case is much smaller than most other running watches though. Both fitness trackers feature a 1.04-inch 208x208 colour display. Clearly you're not going to get Apple Watch resolution at this price, but the screen is clear and bright, and the colours, while limited, do help make it easy to read your stats and make the whole thing feel a bit cheerier. The Forerunner 45 is incredibly lightweight at between 32 to 36 grams depending on the size you choose. That's mostly due to the plastic frame and buttons and the soft silicone strap that some might find a little cheap. If you're really into the science of training and running, you'll probably want to go higher end for more metrics and insights, but as a cheap way to track runs and monitor fitness, this is a very solid offering. The major focus here is on running. This is primarily a running watch, but there are 12 activity profiles including running, treadmill, indoor track, bike, cardio and walk. The training plans are wonderfully easy to set up in Garmin Connect. It takes minutes to do, and we love the fact that the workouts you do are all based on your recent performances. So the first session is a benchmark run that then dictates the whole plan. At this price, you're ideally looking for a running watch that'll last you a week of training on a single charge, and one that has enough single session juice to cover a long marathon. The Garmin Forerunner 45 does both easily. The Garmin Forerunner 45 is a clever, compact and cost-effective device that has more than enough for beginner runners.
Moving up, we have the most versatile model out there. Let's take a look.
Number 3. Apple Watch 6. The Apple Watch Series 6 isn't much different from the Series 5, and the changes that matter most aren't necessarily the ones you can see. That said, we'll never complain when an already great smartwatch gets practical improvements like faster performance, longer battery life and quicker charging. The sleep tracking feature could use work, but that's something Apple could potentially address through a software update. Physically, the Series 6 is all but identical to the Series 5. The most obvious tell would be if you're rocking one of the new case colours. The always-on display is also 2.5 times brighter, 500 nits up from 200 on last year's model. Summer is already behind us, but the display was easily readable during afternoon runs and picnics on sunny days. The blood oxygen sensor works much like another medical gadget you may have encountered, a pulse oximeter, which sends a combination of LED red and infrared light through the skin in your fingertip to detect the colour of the blood, which signals saturation levels. You can manually take a reading using a dedicated app on the phone, which takes 15 seconds. Apple does say that altitude, skin temperature, the watch's position on the wrist and skin perfusion, local blood pressure, can all potentially affect someone's SpO2 reading. In addition to the long battery life, Apple is promising faster charging from 0 to 80% in 60 minutes and a full charge in 90 minutes. With the exception of those few hardware changes, most of what makes the Series 6 feel different is watchOS 7, which will actually run on watches as old as the Series 3. But keep in mind, you also need a device running iOS 14, which itself requires an iPhone 6s or newer. Despite my reservations with the blood oxygen detection, the Apple Watch Series 6 is the best smartwatch for the iPhone.
Before we talk about the best model overall, let's look at the runner-up for this list.
Number 2. Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. Most fitness watches come with designs that make them look like alien technology or really out of place. So if you want a watch that'll look good on every occasion, I recommend you buy the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2. This watch may be costly, but it is excellent, coming in with a big and detailed display, nice rotating dial, tons of sensors, great battery life, and the design that'll fit in with every style. The Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 comes in 2 versions available in terms of size, the 40mm version and the 44mm version, both of which are light for their aluminium bodies, weighing 26 grams and 30 grams respectively. In terms of colours, it's available in aqua black, cloud silver and pink gold, all of which look good, and the last thing you need to worry about is style with this device, since its round shape looks pretty much perfect with various attire. On the front part, it has a 1.2-inch Super AMOLED panel with a 360 by 360 resolution, and on the 44mm version you get a 1.4-inch panel. It's an off-screen estate to deliver a great intuitive experience to check your emails, calls, messages, weather and track your workouts properly. The digital dial is my favourite implementation though, as it delivers a pretty great experience. It's packed with a homegrown Exynos 9110 dual-core chipset with a clock speed of 1.15 GHz and 768 MB of RAM that delivers great performance overall. The operative system works out just like expected, and Samsung has ironed out every feature of the OS, and it feels perfect overall. It has 39 workout modes available at your selection, and they all work like intended, delivering excellency. There's also the ECG sensor on top of its array of sensors that detects electrical activity and the rhythm of your heart perfectly. With a 2-day battery life that delivers durability, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 is one of the best in the market, without a doubt.
Finally, the next model is the best overall. From us, it gets a perfect score in all categories.
Number 1. Garmin Forerunner 935. If you're a fan of the Garmin range, then the look and feel of the Garmin Forerunner 935 won't be that much of a surprise to you. In essence, it's the Fenix 5, an incredibly powerful watch from Garmin that can manage to track all manner of things in a more Forerunner shell with less hardened glass and metal and more sleek rubber all around. It's less of a fashion statement and more of a refined model. The metal buttons around the display are the most striking element of an otherwise anonymous design. That's not to say that it's bad. The strap is a nice silicone option which stretches nicely in between the lugs to fit comfortably on the wrist. The screen on the Garmin Forerunner 935 is perfect for what you need. 64 colours, 240 by 240 resolution in a 1.2-inch round display. It uses transflective technology, which means that it'll take the ambient light and reflect it back really well, making the watch always visible outdoors. It's just the right size to not be overpowering, but also allow you to see 4 data screens easily. So if you want to know how fast you're going, for how long, the heart rate you're working with, and the time the sun sets, you can have that all on one screen. The run tracking on the Garmin Forerunner 935 is excellent. It's really hard to actually fault it, as it does everything you want it to and more. For most of us, the main thing you want is just something that can show you the data you want, and there's very little here that the 935 couldn't pump out. Even if you're a fairly elite level runner, you'll see some functionality in here that you'll think is a bit above your station. The battery on the Garmin Forerunner 935 is just out of this world. We managed to get 12 days use out of it, running nearly every day and having the watch connected to a smartphone and giving smart notifications on the wrist, such as messages, calls and WhatsApp missives, without missing a beat. There's a lot to love about the Garmin Forerunner 935, and despite the understated design and the rudimentary interface, there's little we wanted from it. Buying guide. Firstly, waterproof. Sport watches made for all sorts of outdoor activities are generally water resistant. However, in order to withstand the hard use in wet environments dished out by hunters and anglers, look for a watch rated for submersion up to 30 meters or more. A watch doesn't care if you got wet spearfishing for snapper, dropping it at Mavericks or whitewater rafting. It only knows it is or isn't waterproof. Secondly, heart rate monitors. A standard watch with a basic chronograph or stopwatch and a heart rate monitor gives you all the health information you need to create a training schedule. While monitoring your heart rate might sound like something that happens in the doctor's office, it's actually critical for training. You can use it to work up to maximum training efficiency, build endurance or lose weight. Often these watches let you customize your heart rate target zone so you can adjust your exertion to further optimize your workout. Thirdly, GPS. If you want to focus on the time mechanics of your workout, a GPS-enabled fitness watch without a heart rate monitor may be your best choice. These watches, such as the Garmin Forerunner 10, are perfect for tracking distance, speed, pace and calories burned. While these watches lack a heart rate monitor, they're also much less bulky and are on the lower end of the price spectrum, making them more suited for simpler workout programs. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you found it helpful, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future. If you have any questions related to these products, you can leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.